Hello and welcome to this wonderful video about ancient wisdom, wealth, and personal success. Today, we are going to explore an extraordinary book that has inspired millions of people for a century. This beautiful book is called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it was written by George S. Clason. George Clason was a smart businessman, a great writer, and a pioneer in financial education for the public. He discovered that the basic laws of money do not change over time or across different countries. The rules that made people wealthy thousands of years ago work perfectly in our modern world today. The book uses charming stories set in the ancient and magnificent city of Babylon to teach us lessons. Babylon was the wealthiest city in the ancient world because its citizens understood the true value of money. They did not have natural resources like gold mines or rich forests in their geographical location. They built their massive wealth entirely through their own hard labor, smart trade, and financial discipline. Many people today work very hard every single day, but their wallets remain completely empty and lean. They feel stressed, tired, and worried about their financial future because they do not know the rules of wealth. This comprehensive script will guide you through the ancient secrets of money using very simple English words. Let us begin our journey by entering the dusty streets of Babylon many thousands of years ago. Imagine a young man named Banseer, who worked as a dedicated chariot builder for the rich nobleman. Banseer was very good at his craft, and he built the most beautiful and strong chariots in the city. He worked from morning until night, under the hot sun, hammering wood and shaping heavy metal pieces. However, despite his hard labor, Banseer was completely broke and did not have any savings. He sat on a low stone wall near his workshop and felt incredibly sad and discouraged about his life. His close friend, named Cobby, walked up to him while playing a beautiful melody on a small musical instrument. Cobby was a talented musician who played music for the citizens, but he was also completely poor. Cobby asked Banseer to lend him 2 small silver coins so he could buy some bread for his family. Banseer smiled sadly and told Cobby that his wallet was entirely empty and he had no coins to give. The 2 friends sat together on the stone wall and started talking about their difficult financial situations. They realized that they had worked diligently for many long years in the most prosperous city on earth, yet they did not own any property. They did not have any gold, and they lived from paycheck to paycheck. They watched the rich men of Babylon ride past them in luxury robes with bags of glittering gold coins. Banseer asked Cobby why the universe gave all the wealth to a few people while they received nothing but labor. They decided that they did not want to stay poor for the rest of their lives on earth. They remembered their childhood friend named Akkad, who was known as the richest man in Babylon. When they were young boys, Akkad was not smarter, stronger, or more talented than Banseer and Cobby. They played the same games, studied under the same teachers, and came from humble family backgrounds. But Arkad became incredibly wealthy, while Bansir and Kobi remained poor artisans who struggled every month. The two friends decided to gather a group of their old classmates and visit Arkad at his massive palace. They wanted to ask Arkad for his secrets and learn how he accumulated his vast fortune of gold. Arkad welcomed his old childhood friends warmly and listened to their complaints with a kind smile. He told them that they remained poor because they failed to learn the universal laws that govern wealth. Arkad then shared his own personal backstory to teach them how he started his financial journey. When Arkad was a young man, he worked as a humble scribe in the city's Hall of Records. He carved long lines of words onto heavy clay tablets for many hours every single day for a small wage. One day, a very wealthy moneylender named Algamish came to the Hall of Records to order a special tablet. Algamish promised to give Arkad 2 copper coins if he finished carving the long document before morning. Arkad worked through the dark night by the light of a small candle until his back ached terribly. When Algamish returned the next morning, the tablet was ready, and he gave Arkad the promised coins. Arkad looked at the rich moneylender and bravely asked him for his secret to achieving great wealth. Algamish liked the young scribe's determination and decided to give him a piece of priceless advice. Algamish looked into Arkad's eyes and said, "I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earn is mine to keep." He explained that you must save at least 1 coin out of every 10 coins that you earn from your labor. Arkad was surprised by this simple statement and asked if everything he earned was already his to keep. Algamish laughed and said, "No, you pay the shoemaker, the tailor, the baker, and the landlord every month. You work for everyone else, but you do not pay yourself a single coin for your own future life. If you keep 1/10 of your earnings, your savings will grow like a beautiful tree over the years." Arkad decided to follow this advice strictly and started saving 10% of his income every month. He hid the copper coins in a safe box and forced himself to live on the remaining 9/10 of his wage. He discovered that he did not miss the small amount of money, and his lifestyle remained comfortable. After 1 full year, Algamish returned to the Hall of Records and asked Arkad about his savings. Arkad proudly replied that he had saved a nice pile of gold coins over the 12 months. Algamish then asked what Arkad did with his precious savings to make them multiply. Arkad replied that he gave his money to a local brickmaker who went on a ship to buy beautiful jewels from a far country. They planned to sell the rare jewels in Babylon and split the large profits together as business partners. Algamish became very angry and shouted that Arkad was a foolish boy to trust a brickmaker with jewels. He asked why you would trust a man who shapes mud to know the true value of precious diamonds. He predicted that the brickmaker would be tricked by foreigners and lose all the saved money. Algamish was completely correct because the foreigners sold the brickmaker worthless pieces of colored glass. Arkad lost his entire year of hard-earned savings because he made a bad investment choice. But Arkad did not give up on his financial dream and started saving his copper coins again next month. Another year passed, and Algamish returned to check on the young scribe's progress. Arkad reported that he saved his money again and lent it to a shield maker to buy bronze metal. The shield maker paid Arkad a nice amount of interest money every single month for using his gold. Algamish smiled and asked what Arkad did with the interest money he received from the shield maker. Arkad replied that he used the extra money to buy a great feast with delicious wine, honey cakes, and a fine tunic. Algamish laughed again and said, "You are eating the children of your savings before they can grow up. If you spend your interest money on temporary luxuries, you will never build an army of golden slaves. You must reinvest your profits so that your money makes more money automatically without your physical labor." Arkad listened to this lesson carefully and started reinvesting all his interest money into more loans. After several years, Algamish saw that Arkad managed his money with deep wisdom, caution, and discipline. Algamish was getting old and needed a smart partner to manage his vast properties and lands. He hired Arkad to manage his businesses and gave him a share of his great fortune over time. Arkad became a wealthy man because he applied the lessons of saving, investing, and consulting experts. The citizens of Babylon heard Arkad's story and were amazed by his financial intelligence. Many years later, the great king of Babylon noticed that the city was becoming poor and miserable. The gold was concentrated in the hands of a few men, while the average citizens struggled to buy food. The king called Arkad to his palace and asked him to teach the people how to become wealthy. The king wanted Babylon to be the richest city on earth, with thousands of prosperous residents. Arkad agreed to help the king and created a special class for 100 citizens in the Temple of Learning. He taught them for 7 continuous days and shared the 7 cures for a lean purse. Let us examine the very first cure that Arkad taught, which is start your purse to fattening. This cure is the exact same advice that Algamish gave to Arkad when he was a poor scribe. For every 10 coins you place inside your wallet, you must only take out 9 coins to spend. Imagine a basket weaver who places 10 baskets in the market every morning to sell to customers. If he sells all 10 baskets, but only takes home 9 baskets, his storage room will eventually overflow. Your wallet works in the exact same way as the basket storage room over time. If you save 10% of your monthly salary, your wallet will begin to fatten and feel heavy. This simple habit creates a powerful psychological feeling of security, confidence, and self-respect. Now let us look at the second essential cure, which is control your expenditures and spending. Many citizens in the class complained that they could not save money because their salaries were too small. They said that their monthly expenses were exactly equal to their total income every single time. Arkad looked at the class and reminded them that some citizens earn twice as much as others. Yet despite their higher salaries, all the citizens had empty wallets at the end of the month. He explained that what we call necessary expenses always grow to equal our income if we are careless. Human beings have unlimited desires, but our time and our pocketbooks are strictly limited. You must look at your daily habits honestly and separate your true needs from your temporary wants. Write down a list of everything you want to buy and cross off the items that are not essential for life. Budget your expenses so that you always have 90% of your income to pay for your lifestyle. Never let your luxury desires steal the 10% of gold that belongs to your future security. Now let us discover the third magnificent cure, which is make your gold multiply and grow. Saving money is the vital first step, but a pile of gold sitting quietly in a box does not create wealth. Gold coins that are hidden away are completely lazy and do not bring any extra value to your life. You must put your savings to work so that they produce more income for you day and night. Think of each gold coin as a faithful slave that labors diligently to bring you more coins. The interest money you earn should also be reinvested so that it produces its own children of gold. True wealth is not a large sum of cash in your hand, but a reliable stream of income that flows constantly. Your income stream should continue to pour money into your pocket, whether you are working, traveling, or sleeping. Let us look at a clear daily example involving a shield maker named Ansan to see this. Ansan saved a small bag of silver coins from his daily workshop sales over 2 years. He did not hide the coins under his bed or spend them on an expensive luxury vacation. He lent his silver coins to a trustworthy cattle trader who needed money to buy more cows. The cattle trader paid Ansan a specific amount of interest every single month for using the silver. Ansan took that monthly interest money and lent it to a young builder who was constructing houses. Soon, Ansan had multiple streams of passive income coming from different workers in the city. His savings multiplied rapidly because he allowed the compound interest engine to run freely. He built an army of golden slaves that worked for his financial freedom every single day. Now, let us look at the fourth vital cure, which is guard your treasures from loss and danger. The first companion of a small fortune is the intense temptation to invest in risky schemes for quick profits. Unsuccessful people often get greedy and want to become rich overnight without working hard. They trust smooth-talking strangers who promise massive returns on unusual business ideas. The primary rule of any investment choice is to protect your original capital from total loss. Do not be deceived by the romantic dream of large profits if your original money is in danger. Before you lend your gold to anyone, make sure that they have the ability and the reputation to pay you back. Study their past performance, look at their business habits, and ask other wise men for advice. If you want to invest in jewels, talk to a professional jewel merchant who understands the craft. Do not ask a brickmaker or a farmer for advice on rare diamonds because they lack knowledge. Consult the experts who manage money every day and let their wisdom protect your treasures. Now let us explore the fifth practical cure, which is make your dwelling a profitable investment. Many families in Babylon paid high rents to cruel landlords for small, dark apartments in the city. They spent a large portion of their hard-earned salaries on a property that they would never own. Akkad recommended that every family should own their own house and have a plot of green land. You can borrow money from a moneylender or use your savings to build a beautiful home for your family. When you own your house, your wife will feel proud and your children will play safely in the garden. Your monthly cost of living will decrease significantly once the house loan is fully paid off. You will have more extra money to save and invest in other profitable assets for your future. A personal home brings a great sense of peace, stability, and financial advantage to your life. Now let us examine the sixth important cure, which is ensure a future income for your old age. Every human being on earth will eventually grow old and become too weak to labor in their workshops. Your physical energy will decline, and you will not be able to earn a salary from your daily craft. Furthermore, you might experience an unexpected accident or pass away while your children are still young. Therefore, you must provide for your old age and protect your family from poverty ahead of time. You can buy lands, properties, or houses that will increase in value over the long years. You can make regular small deposits with a trusted moneylender who pays interest over time. This accumulated money will be ready to support you when you are an old man sitting in the shade. It will also ensure that your family has enough food and shelter if you are no longer there to care for them. Now let us look at the seventh and final cure, which is increase your ability to earn and learn. The ultimate source of wealth is not your wallet or your bank account, but your own human mind. Many people want to make more money, but they do not improve their personal skills or knowledge. A man who wants a higher salary must become a more valuable asset to his manager or his customers. If you are a scribe, study how to carve words faster, cleaner, and with fewer mistakes on the tablets. If you are a merchant, learn how to buy goods at a lower cost and talk to customers politely. The more knowledge you possess about your craft, the more money the market will pay you for your time. You must also have a clear, specific, and strong desire to achieve your goals in life. A vague desire, like "I want to be rich," is a completely useless thought that brings no results. But a specific desire, like "I want to earn 5 gold coins," creates a focused plan of action. When you achieve a small specific goal, you train your mind to achieve a much larger goal next time. Always stay curious, read books, learn from mentors, and never stop growing your skills. Akkad finished teaching the 7 cures, and his students went out to transform their lives. The book also shares another powerful lesson, which is known as the 5 laws of gold. Let us examine these 5 laws because they act as a magical guide for managing money. The first law states that gold comes gladly to the man who saves at least 1/10 of his earnings. The second law states that gold labors diligently for the wise owner who finds it profitable employment. The third law states that gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests under wise men. The fourth law states that gold slips away from the man who invests in businesses he does not understand. The fifth law states that gold flees from the man who forces it to bring impossible returns or follows cheats. Arkad shared these 5 laws with his young son, named Nomasir, to test his maturity and wisdom. He gave Nomasir a bag of gold and a sacred clay tablet containing the 5 laws written on it. He commanded his son to go out into the world for 10 years and prove his ability to handle wealth. Nomasir traveled to a distant city named Nineveh to start his independent adult life. At first, Nomasir ignored the clay tablet and spent his gold on horse races with smooth-talking strangers. He was tricked by the gamblers and lost almost all his gold coins within a few months. He found himself alone in a strange city with no money, no house, and very little food to survive. Nomasir felt very ashamed and decided to read his father's clay tablet under a street lamp. He read the 5 laws of gold and realized that he failed because he violated every single law. He decided to change his behavior completely and found a humble job managing workers for a builder. He saved his small wages diligently and began consulting wise managers about investing his cash. He invested his new savings in a profitable bronze trade that was managed by experienced merchants. Over the 10 years, Nomasir multiplied his small savings into 3 massive bags of gold coins. He returned to his father's palace in Babylon and proudly presented the gold to Arkad. He told his father that the wisdom on the clay tablet was worth far more than the original bag of gold. Gold can disappear quickly in the hands of a fool, but wisdom can create gold out of nothing. Let us now explore another fantastic lesson from the book, which is about how to meet good luck. Most people believe that good luck is a mysterious accident that only happens to a few lucky individuals. They think that the goddess of luck sits in the sky and hands out fortunes randomly to lazy people. But the wise men of Babylon discovered that good luck is the direct result of immediate action. Good luck comes to the man who accepts opportunities quickly and refuses to procrastinate in his life. Opportunities are constantly flying past us every single week of our human journey. A small business deal, a useful book, an investment chance, or a valuable relationship can appear. Small thinkers look at these opportunities with fear, doubt, and find reasons to delay their choices. They say, "I will wait until next month," or "I will think about it when I have more security." While they are hesitating, the golden opportunity disappears and never returns to them again. Then they complain about their bad luck when they see their proactive friends become successful. If you want to be lucky, you must destroy the habit of procrastination inside your mind today. When a great opportunity arrives that matches your values, take physical action immediately without waiting. The goddess of luck loves men of action, and she rewards them with unexpected success and wealth. Now let us look at the final inspiring story in the book, which is the lesson of the clay tablets. This story involves a proud camel trader named Dabasir, who lived in Babylon long ago. When Dabasir was a young man, he married a beautiful woman and wanted to live a luxury lifestyle. He bought expensive furniture, robes, and went to lavish feasts using borrowed money from lenders. Soon, his monthly debts became much larger than his income from his camel business. He could not pay his creditors, so he panicked, ran away from Babylon, and joined a group of robbers. He was captured by the soldiers of a desert king and sold as a miserable slave to a wealthy family. Dabasir had to lead camels through the hot desert sand every day under a heavy leather whip. He hated his slave life and remembered his old days as a free, proud citizen of Babylon. One of the master's wives looked at him and asked if he was a real man or a lazy slave at heart. She said, "A real man pays his debts, protects his honor, and faces his problems bravely." This question woke up Dabasir's true character, and he made a big decision to escape his slavery. He rode a camel through a dangerous desert storm for days without water until he reached Babylon. He visited every single person he owed money to and promised to pay them back honorably. He carved his financial plan onto 5 smooth clay tablets to track his journey out of debt. Dabasir's clay tablet plan is an excellent system for anyone who has financial debts today. The plan has 3 clear divisions that work together to create harmony in your wallet. First, you must save exactly 10% of your total income for your own future wealth tree. You must do this first before you pay any creditors or buy any lifestyle groceries. Second, you must use exactly 70% of your income to pay for your family expenses. This money pays for your rent, your food, your simple clothes, and your daily utilities. Third, you must use the remaining 20% of your income to pay back your debts to creditors. Divide the 20% fairly among all the people you owe money to every single month. Dabasir followed this exact clay tablet plan with absolute consistency for several years. His creditors saw his honesty, respected his disciplined system, and waited patiently for their cash. Within a few years, Dabasir paid off every single debt and had a large bag of savings left over. He became a wealthy and respected camel merchant in Babylon because he faced his problems honorably. His system proved that a man with the soul of a free citizen can always find a way to succeed. Let us now reflect on how these ancient Babylonian secrets apply perfectly to our modern lives. We do not use copper or silver coins today, and we do not carve records on clay tablets. We use modern paper cash, digital bank accounts, credit cards, and smartphone applications. But the psychological nature of human beings and the laws of money remain exactly identical. The modern rat race is simply the modern version of the ancient lean purse problem. People still spend all their salaries on luxury clothes, electronics, and expensive cars to look rich. They still blame the national government, the weather, or bad luck for their financial struggles. If you want to achieve true financial freedom, you must adopt the 7 cures of Babylon today. First, always pay yourself first by saving at least 10% of your monthly salary immediately. Second, create a strict budget and control your spending habits to eliminate waste. Third, invest your savings in reliable assets like stocks or real estate that grow over time. Fourth, protect your money from total loss by avoiding risky schemes and talking to experts. Fifth, own your own family residential house to reduce your long-term living expenses. Sixth, provide a secure insurance fund for your old age and protect your loving family. Seventh, never stop reading books, learning new professional skills, and growing your mind. Do not feel discouraged if you are starting with zero savings or heavy debts this morning. Remember the story of Dabasir, who was a miserable slave in the middle of a hot desert. He changed his destiny simply by changing his mindset, his honor, and using a disciplined system. Start small today by putting 10% of your very next paycheck into a separate account. Look at your credit card bills honestly and design a clear system to pay them off steadily. Be patient with your financial progress because building a fortune requires consistency and time. Do not look for a fast trick or an easy shortcut because those paths lead to disaster. Trust the ancient wisdom, protect your daily systems, and take action when opportunities arrive. The modern marketplace has unlimited rewards waiting for those who live with financial discipline. Take full control of your money, sharpen your mind, and unleash your ultimate human potential. Your journey to a wealthy, free, and purposeful life begins this beautiful single morning. Make every choice count, dream big, and enjoy the beautiful fruits of the richest man in Babylon.